One final personal question for you, man. I know you're into
Sure.
yoga, and I follow. I think maybe your personal. Do I follow two of your pages? Do you have two?
Yeah, I have two,
Okay.
Big REI Growth and Big E the Yogi. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So see your yoga stuff posted, and I love it, man. My wife is like she's like into that. She'll do it every day.
Yeah.
And how does that resonate with the shared housing model for you? Or maybe what I want to ask more specifically is, do you feel like those concepts or lessons help you become a better investor, or does it mesh at all with what you're teaching on the shared housing side of things?
Before I answer that, Sam, are you a brogie? Are you a fellow brogie?
Is that like a fellow yoga brother? Is that what that is?
Yeah, yoga bro. Yeah, bro who practices yoga.
I do practice, but it is not consistent. So I'm gonna put. Can I put myself in the ish category of that?
Fair enough. I'll take it, man. Yeah, a brogie-ish. Cool.
I've known to throw some downward dogs in my day, though. I got it.
Oh man. Well, so I think, at least for me personally, so my yoga journey, it started after I had a cycling accident. It was a hit and run. I was cycling along US1, and this actually happened 3 years ago. And the car ran through a red light. I went flying off my bike, and I was bloody. I had all kinds of injuries going on. Half my nose was missing, a broken nose. I had some pretty gnarly, severe bone contusions in my left knee. The entire left side of my body was all scraped up. But when that happened, I like the car just took off. It was a hit and run, and I was left in the hospital, barely able even to walk. And I got to a point in my life, I hit a really, really deep low, facing depression, anxiety. I was overweight. My cholesterol was high. I have all kinds of health issues. And I then had somebody recommend, doing yoga. And, really committed myself to doing it just 10 minutes a day initially. And that's all it was. And when I started, dude, I couldn't even, touch my shins. I was far from flexible, but I stayed consistent with it. And it really started with 10 minutes a day, kind of worked up to 15 minutes a day. And by the way, if you're looking for something to start at home, this app called Down Dog, absolute banger app. It's incredible. And it's what changed my life. But what I began to notice was, like, as I kind of evolved physically, also mentally, my mindset began to change as well, because there's also that component of meditation and some breath work involved as well. And it really doesn't take a lot. To this day, I still will do my 10-minute session in the morning and in the evening, 10-minute meditation. But that simple, consistent practice, man, it really does carry over into my personal life, into my professional life as well. And I think it allows me to view things with an open mind and just kind of, thinking big picture and just thinking like being open to opportunities, because sometimes we find ourselves doing things and doing them because it's always worked that way. But things change around us, things change inside of us. And the only way we can truly be, open to that change is through some sort of practice that we have. And it doesn't have to be yoga, but some kind of physical and mindful mental practice allows us to be able to be open in all parts of our lives. So I do all kinds of community events. I mean, Pat Flynn from Yellowbird, I've partnered with him in his morning mind and movement, doing, a beach yoga there. Most recently, we had the Jack's Yoga Fest. I was one of the headliners there. And, I like to theme my flows when I did it with Pat, it was the empowerment flow and just kind of tapping into that inner empowerment that we have, and, driving past the fear, driving past the self-doubt that we face, and empowering ourselves to reach for those big dreams and reach for those big goals. And then most recently, this community event that I did was the belief flow, because at the end of the day, any change that we want to make in our lives starts with that belief within ourselves. We have to believe that we can do it despite despite facing many challenges and even maybe negative, things from others. You have to believe in it, and that belief has to be so strong that nothing can, break you from where you're going. So, I try to, use my story and my passion to help inspire others. It's not just about the flexibility. It's, really about, the transformation that we experience on a, mental, physical, and spiritual level as well. There's certainly a spiritual component to it as well. It's not religious in any kind of way. It's more so just kind of that inner spirit that we all have to, be able to give us the energy that we need to face the day to day.